You know that feeling when a project has kind of spread everywhere and there's an email chain and some notes that you've typed up after a call? You might have a rough transcript from a meeting, but what you actually need is to figure out what's going on and what needs to happen next. And manually pulling all of that together actually takes way longer than you ever think it is going to, and it's taking longer than it should. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Copilot to do that heavy lifting for you. And everything that I am going to show you works with the free version of Copilot. So that's called Copilot Chat or Copilot Basic. You don't need a paid license to do what we're doing today. If you have it, this will work exactly the same way. So I'm going to use a sample project scenario where we've got a client situation with an email thread and a meeting transcript and a couple of notes that I've written. And I'm going to put it all into Copilot here and ask it to pull out what's been agreed, what still needs a decision, the actions and the risks. So let's jump in. So this is Copilot Chat. I'm working from the desktop version on my PC, on my Windows machine, and I'm working, because I have the paid version, I'm working in the web bit, which is where it's asking me what I want to do. I'm not using the work bit, which is where it actually pulls other information. All right, so we're working in the web. If you're working in the online version, that's fine as well. Okay, you'll just jump into the chat piece. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upload. I'm going to add and manage sources. Now, I can drag and drop things in from my Finder, but I'm just going to do it this way. And I'm going to upload. You can see there's lots of different things we can do. I'm going to upload images and files, and I'm going to take them from my desktop, which is this one and this one, client thread and notes, and the meeting transcript. So I'm going to attach these files here. If you don't have those, if you've just got it, that could be images, it could be a PDF, it could be an Excel sheet, it could be a PowerPoint, whatever form, it could be a text file like a TXT file or an RTF file. You can pull all of those in as well. All right. So we're going to put all of that in, and then we're going to give it a very specific prompt. Okay. So what I've got is I've got information that's in a few different formats. I've pasted I've got my transcript that's been downloaded. I've got some notes, and then I've got an email thread. So this one, I think, if we open it up, see, this is the email thread. Now, a tip I would say is that I would always recommend that when you are doing this and you're uploading information into Copilot, if you can, remove any of the identifying information, client full names, email addresses, organization names, anything that may be confidential or sensitive at any point. You just want to try and restrict sharing that if you're looking for some generic responses and you're not looking for it to try and pull other inferences together for you. So that's gone in. So it's different sources. It could be different file types, but none of it's organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Copilot to do that organizing for me. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to put my prompt in. And my prompt, I have, because you don't need to see me typing, I'm just going to copy and paste it. So if you are watching this and you want to have a go, pause and copy and type this in yourself. Take a screenshot so that you've got it as a reference point, whatever you need to think about this. So what we're doing here is I am asking it to triage this situation based on the attachments, read everything, and then give me 4 things. What's been agreed, what still needs to be decided, the actions that need to happen with a suggested owner, and the risks, gaps, or assumptions that I need to be aware of. So what this is doing is I'm asking it to produce this information in 4 clear sections. And this is the bit that makes a difference, because vague prompts, whether it's Copilot or any other AI tool you use, vague prompts will get you vague generic answers. Here I've asked for things in a very specific format. I want it to output the information this way so that I can process what's in there. So let's hit go and see what it comes back with. Right, so here's my triage. Section 1, what has already been agreed? Bullet points. neat and tidy, looking really good. What still needs to be decided, actions that need to happen, scope and delivery, still having a think. So you can see it's giving me a bullet point with a key thing in bold and then a little bit of an explanation. And then some risks, and it's broken this down obviously into risks, gaps, and assumptions. The little tags here will show you which document that it's referring to. So this one is the meeting transcript. This has come from the client thread document. Some assumptions, then it's given me a little read on this. And then what would I like it to do next? So it's actually broken it down, stuff that I would have to jump between all of those different, if I didn't have them in Word or have taken the copies out, which has been time already, I might be jumping between Teams and a OneDrive folder and my own handwritten notes. So this way I can see all of this is analysed and triaged and sifted through all of that to pull out the key points that I can now sit down and look at. It's flagging things that I might need to pay attention to. It's structured things so that my brain can process it. So now what I have is information that I could paste into a Word document. I could put into a Teams chat with my colleagues on the project, and we could work out what our next steps are from here. So this is something I can actually work with. What I want you to know about using Copilot this way are a couple of things. First of all, when you use the free Copilot, or if you're asking it to focus and just look at some very specific things, you need to bring the content to Copilot. So on the free version, it can't reach into your emails or files automatically. You need to upload or paste in or type what you want it to look at. So it will only ever work with what you give it. Secondly, it doesn't remember between sessions. So if you close this one down and open up a new chat, it's not pulling from that history. So that continuing your message down here is always pulling back on here. If we go to a new chat up here, we start a new chat, it doesn't carry over any of this information, okay? And then if you have the paid version, it can reach into your emails, it can go into your OneDrive, it can go into your SharePoint, into your Teams chats. But you need to be really careful because it will search everything you have access to. And it will pull out things potentially that don't fit this specific context. It might look for that name or that project name or that person or that information that you might have in other places as well. So for what you've seen today, you don't need the paid version. You can do this in the free version that is included with any Microsoft subscription and is available both on the web and on the desktop. So that is one of the ways that I use Copilot for making sense of my scattered notes. One prompt with 4 very specific output formats, and then something that I can actually work from to actually take action from here. If you would love a practical tip on how to get your systems up and running and working for you in a streamlined way and how to make better use of the Microsoft tools that you have while you're doing it, then check out my daily systems fix. It's an email a day, under 2 minutes to read, under 15 minutes to action, that you can action straight away. So the link to that is in the description on this video. Please be sure that if you have found this useful, or you know someone in your organization that would benefit from knowing this, that you share it and subscribe to my channel so that you stay updated on all of the new videos coming out. I will see you in my next one. Cheers.